Hi, guys, good afternoon, and welcome back once again to The Edward. In today's show, I'm going to be covering a lot of juicy information that's been coming to us for the past several days, the past week or so, and it is a lot of exciting, really cool stuff. So, jumping right into it, let's talk about all of those leaked photos and videos from the set of Suicide Squad featuring Batman in the Batmobile chasing the Joker in his car, and the Batman stunt double on top of the Batmobile and the Joker's car trying to get at him. Oh, that is cool stuff, man. As you guys know, I am very much a supporter and looking forward to the DC Cinematic Universe, and I am really liking what I'm seeing. This is really exciting, promising stuff that we're watching right now. And, at first it was just the first couple videos and photos were just of the Batmobile chasing the Joker's car around the set of Suicide Squad, and people were Instagramming and tweeting it, and that's how it was leaked online for the rest of us. And then a few days later, we get a confirmation that Batman himself, no, not necessarily Ben Affleck, but definitely his stunt double in the same costume Affleck will be donning in Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad now, apparently. And he's on top of the Batmobile and on top of the Joker's car chasing him around. So it's really, really exciting. So it's like an unofficial confirmation of Batman appearing in Suicide Squad. And quite frankly, if Warner Brothers or the director David Ayer tries to deny this, well, it's simply just not going to work out for him, because let's face it, that's a definite confirmation right there. Batman is and will be appearing in Suicide Squad. Now, this opens up to a couple of possibilities. Number one, this might be, and keep in mind, guys, this is just purely speculation on my part. I'm just making that clear for the record. I have no concrete information yet as to what kind of role Batman will play in Suicide Squad. So for now, this is just my theory. In the opening scene of Suicide Squad, we could see Batman chasing Joker around in Gotham, trying to apprehend him, and Harley Quinn is either with him or she's not with him, and it's just Joker trying to outrun Batman. And maybe that'll be the opening scene, the opening sequence for Suicide Squad is Joker's capture, and then there's a great chase scene through Gotham City, through the streets of Gotham and the alleyways, which ends up with Batman catching Joker, being like, "Got you," as he holds him by the collar or something. Obviously, hopefully he'll say something much more badass and much more Batman-y than just saying "gotcha" as he holds Joker by the collar. But yeah, so that's one possibility, is the opening of the film will be Batman chasing Joker through Gotham City, which ends in Batman catching him. And then it cuts to like maybe several weeks or a couple months later of Joker being imprisoned, and which he reveals that he has planted bombs all over Gotham City. If that is indeed the plot to Suicide Squad, it could be completely different. I'm just basing that off of the animated film that debuted, Batman Assault on Arkham, which I have yet to see, and I've seen a few clips, and it looks really, really good, and I actually want to see it. But anyway, so that's one possibility, is the opening of the film is Batman capturing Joker and planting him in Arkham Asylum, only to have him escape later on in the film while Suicide Squad is trying to decommission all the bombs he's planted, or whatever their mission may be. It's definitely going to be related to the Joker. That much is certain. And so that's one possibility. Another possibility I have is that towards the end of the film, once Suicide Squad has saved the day or stopped whatever was going to happen to Gotham or whatever city they're in, Joker uses that as his window of opportunity to escape Arkham, as the authorities and Suicide Squad are focused on defusing all his bombs or whatever he's done, and then he escapes from Arkham. And then later maybe he'll pull up to Harley Quinn in his Joker mobile and be like, "Come on, baby, let's get out of here. You don't need them anymore. You've done your part. Let's go." "Oh, Mr. J, okay, Puddin'." If that's what she'll talk like. But I'm curious to hear and see how she'll act as Harley Quinn. So that's exciting. But maybe those two try to get away, and then Amanda Waller, who's pissed, like, she would be completely enraged that Harley Quinn would just abandon the Suicide Squad like that after she made her promise to her that she wasn't going to try anything sneaky while being outside of Arkham's walls. And then she's like, damn it, they're getting away, now what do we do? Suicide Squad, go after them. And then maybe the Suicide Squad will be reluctant because they're like, deal's a deal. You said we had to carry out this mission, and if we survived it, reduced prison sentences or complete freedom and pardon, which may or not be true for some of them. But they'll be like, no, we don't have to go after the Joker. Plus, that guy's batshit crazy. I'm not risking my life to go after him. Screw that. And then Amanda Waller's like, who else can go after him? And in that moment, the Batmobile goes roaring by, and then she'll be like, oh, I guess there is him. But, or, it might be possible where she'll be like, ugh, I didn't want to do this. It's me. He's out. And then somebody asks her, who did you call? And she's like, you'll see, reluctantly, because Batman and Amanda Waller's relationship has always been a bit prickly, as we've seen from the cartoon show Justice League Unlimited. Their relationship has always been complex because they're not necessarily enemies. Adversaries might be a better word. Of course, that might not be any different from the word enemies, but it's like they're on the same side, but on opposing sides. That's a great way to describe their relationship. In fact, that's a great way to describe Amanda Waller's relationship with the Justice League. They're on the same side, just on opposing sides, or opposing point of views, or how they handle things. So maybe she reluctantly calls in Batman to have him come in and catch the Joker once more and throw him into Arkham, or attempt to catch him, because maybe the end of the film will be Batman pursuing Joker, trying to apprehend him and Harley Quinn, and try to get them both in Arkham, but Joker and Harley Quinn make their escape, and Batman's left incapacitated and kind of humiliated almost. And then later he'll go up to Amanda Waller and be like, I told you not to trust Harley Quinn, or I told you not to trust the Joker. I warned you. I told you this was going to happen. And now he's gone. They're gone. They're both on the loose out there. And maybe he'll be like, I hope you're happy with what you've done. Or like, don't say I didn't warn you. Or maybe she'll rub it in his face. It's like, well, the man who claims to know the Joker best wasn't able to catch him, and now that maniac is on the loose. Don't twist this on me, Waller. You did this. Shit, maybe I should write this movie. Too late for that. It's already underway, but I'm just saying, we may see some scenes like that. So it'll be interesting to see if Amanda Waller calls in Batman willingly or reluctantly, and then whether or not Batman succeeds in apprehending the Joker and or Harley Quinn at the same time. So those are my theories as to what kind of a role or presence Batman will have in this movie. Either the opening sequence will be him catching the Joker and throwing him in Arkham after chasing him around in Gotham in the Batmobile, or towards the end of the film, when Suicide Squad has completed its mission and saved the day, Joker and Harley Quinn make their escape, and Batman has to stop them because Suicide Squad is unwilling to. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Now, there's another possible theory here. Another theory is that maybe the film of Suicide Squad isn't about defusing a bunch of bombs Jokers planted all over Gotham. Maybe it's simply about catching and apprehending Joker. The mission of Suicide Squad could be simply going after Joker with Harley Quinn at the helm, since she knows him best. Or she might reluctantly go after him, but she's under the impression that they're going to take him alive, even though Amanda Waller has pulled the other members of the squad aside, like Deadshot, Boomerang, saying, hey guys, come here. So, I know we told Harley Quinn that we would take him alive, but if we are forced to defend ourselves, then we will defend ourselves from that maniac if he attempts to kill us. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotcha. Sure thing. But, that's, we won't know until we see the movie, obviously. But it might be some kind of mission like that. Their mission could just simply be catching the Joker one way or another, either taking him alive and putting him back in Arkham, or just taking him out altogether. And then maybe the reason why Suicide Squad is brought into the picture in the first place is one of them might say to Amanda Waller, why are you making us do this? Why are you making us go after that killer clown? Shouldn't you be calling in Batman or something about this? And Amanda Waller might be saying, Batman doesn't work for anybody, and he especially wouldn't work for me. And plus, he's busy dealing with that alien figure over in Metropolis right now, or in Gotham or whatever. You know, because for all we know, this film could take place during the same time or shortly after or before Dawn of Justice. It seems unlikely it would be before the events of Dawn of Justice. But it's more likely, in my opinion, that it takes place after Dawn of Justice. But they might make a reference to how Batman is going to have his hands full trying to deal with Superman in Dawn of Justice. So Suicide Squad could be taking place during the same time as Dawn of Justice, if not afterwards. To me personally, those are the two best possibilities. It's either during Dawn of Justice or afterwards. Either way, I doubt Batman is going to have... I mean, I'm sure he'll have an important role to play in Suicide Squad, but his presence overall will not be that large because the film is primarily going to focus on the characters, the team of Suicide Squad, and especially Joker and Harley Quinn, because we're going to see that relationship reveal itself and build up. And of course, it's really exciting to see because as leaked set photos have shown, we've seen Harley Quinn pointing a gun right at Joker's forehead, right at Jared Leto's forehead. And of course, we've seen them in the car driving around together. And then more recently, some of the more recent leaked photos include how she's not in her Harley Quinn costume, Margot Robbie. She's in her Harlan Quinzel attire, like her regular clothing. Like maybe she's making her escape and she's giving the illusion that she's been cured of being Harley Quinn, even though she's playing everybody, and she makes her getaway escape on the motorcycle and she escapes Arkham to be with her puddin'. So that'll be interesting to see. But overall, I am now super pumped for Suicide Squad. I was already excited for it. This only adds to the excitement, the fact that Batman will be appearing in it, and no matter how big or small of a role or presence he'll have, the point is he will definitely be in it, and that's definitely going to be adding and building towards that DC universe. So I am super excited about it, you guys, and I hope you are too. And from what I can tell, the reaction, the general overall reaction to all of these leaked photos and videos from the set of Suicide Squad has been overwhelmingly positive from what I can tell. People are like, oh, look at that bat suit. That looks awesome. Or the Batmobile is chasing the Joker around in his pink car. Oh, that's great. It just really... it makes me feel good to see people so positively reacting to a film that people are considering questionable. In fact, there was an article the other day saying why we should be rooting for Suicide Squad. And that... that really makes me feel good. So I'm glad to see people are starting to slowly get on board with this movie. And I can't wait to see some trailers and teasers soon. I mean, my best guess, we'll probably see a teaser or full-length trailer early fall or mid-fall, early winter. That would be my best guess. Yeah, I'd have to say so. So that's exciting. Very exciting about that. So those are my thoughts on Batman appearing in Suicide Squad, and I hope you guys are just as excited for it as I am. And yeah, I'm just overall really excited about this. So yay. Moving on now to other news in the world of film and cinema, Alex Garland, the screenwriter for 28 Days Later, one of the best zombie movies ever, recently confirmed that he has been having discussions with producer Andrew McDonald and the director of 28 Days Later and producer of 28 Weeks Later, Danny Boyle, about the possibility for 28 Months Later. You know, for the longest time, we had no update on whether or not that movie was moving forward, but it sounds like they have tabled discussions for a plot, a story that would make this movie happen. And Alex Garland says he'll come up with the story, but it sounds like he won't necessarily write it, but he'll definitely be a part of it, the creative process. And I am personally excited about the possibility of 28 Months Later because I love 28 Days and Weeks Later. They were fun zombie movies. I'm a huge zombie guy. Hello, Walking Dead. And I'm really excited about it. And what's going to be interesting about 28 Months Later is that this would be a movie set more than like 2.5 years into the Rage Apocalypse. That's what I'm calling it, since nobody in those films actually refers to them as zombies, just as the infected. And it also raises questions like, regarding the end of 28 Weeks Later, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen 28 Weeks Later, the film ends with the helicopter that the American pilot was carrying the two children in, who were supposed to allegedly have immunity to the rage virus, but I doubt that was the case because one of them started to get bloodshot eyes after he was bitten by his infected father. And we see that chopper has crashed in Paris, France, of all places. So, and we see infected come streaming out of the tunnels of France. And so now I believe Paris has now become compromised and infected with the rage virus. Because in 28 Weeks Later, the military officers at the time, it was a safe designated zone for the refugees of Greater Britain. The military officer said it did not manage to go airborne, it did not manage to cross the oceans, and it did not manage to cross species. So it makes you wonder, 28 months later, where would it actually take place? Where would the settings be? And it most likely will be Great Britain, like the last two films were. Or it could be France, or it could be Paris, the ruins of Paris for that matter. Either way, it's most likely going to take place in Europe somewhere, since the movies clearly stated that it never managed to go airborne or cross the oceans. However, that could change. This film could let us know, could fill us in with some exposition. It could tell us, well, because of that mutated strain of the rage virus, it has managed to go airborne, and it has hit every single country in under 72 hours, and now the entire world is infected with the rage virus, and civilization as we know it has fallen. Maybe that's how the movie will open. The survivors talking about the downfall of the containment and quarantine of Europe, for that matter. And that's what's happened. We see 28 months later opens up with how the entire world has become infected. So it's scary to think about, but it could, that might be how the movie opens. Overall, I'm curious to see if this movie actually gets greenlit or not, but right now I believe it's just in talks or in development. And as I learn more and hear more concrete information, I will be more than happy to share it with you guys. Moving along, and on related zombie film news, we now have a official confirmation from Paramount Pictures that the sequel for World War Z will hit theaters June 9th, 2017, with the same director returning, and of course, Brad Pitt returning as Jerry Lane. And this has caused some mixed reactions from the zombie fan community, I guess would be the word for it. Because when I first saw World War Z, I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, great zombie flick. And at the time, I had never read the book World War Z. It wasn't until a year later that I read the book, and I loved it. I'm like, wow, what a great book. I still like the movie, but I can certainly see and understand why so many book fans were pissed off and massively disappointed with the film. Because there was so much great source material and so many great stories in World War Z, the book, that could have easily been used in the movie. However, the fact that they are doing a sequel could show us that Paramount and the producers were like, well, okay, the fans were not overall that ecstatic about the movie. In fact, they were pretty pissed that we didn't use a whole lot of source material from the book in the movie. So maybe we should do that with the sequel. In fact, maybe we should adapt, the Battle of Yonkers in the sequel, because the Battle of Yonkers is like my all-time favorite chapter from the book. And for those of you who have read the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And for those of you who haven't, read the book. It is an awesome read. Whether you're a horror fan or a zombie fan, you will like it. It is a great, great book. And for me personally, I say you can enjoy both the book and the film separately, but that's just me. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I mean, like I said, I love the first movie, and I just hope that this time they use a lot more source material and inspiration from the book for the sequel, especially Battle of Yonkers. So if you guys are listening out there, if you're over there at Paramount, or you're part of the creative team, or if you're Brad Pitt watching this video, although it's highly unlikely, do the Battle of Yonkers. Please, please, please. But overall, yeah, I'm excited, and we're like a little more than 2 years away from the movie coming out, but now they have plenty of time to write a script with plenty of source material used from the book that they can hopefully apply to the sequel. So, yay, good luck with that, filmmakers and cast and crew of World War Z. All right, and in other movie news, Lucasfilm has recently confirmed that another Indiana Jones film is in the works. And I gotta be honest with you guys, with all due respect to my favorite filmmakers and storytellers, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, both of whom I owe my childhood favorite films to, I really, honestly do not really care or want to see another Indiana Jones film. I mean, Kingdom of Crystal Skull was so blah. It had its moments, but overall, not a great film. But if they were to do an Indiana Jones film, I honestly would prefer if it would be not a, let me make this clear, not a remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Do not remake Raiders of the Lost Ark for all intents and purposes. I was going to say reboot. New actors, Indiana Jones, new story. And I honestly would love to see Chris Pratt pull off the hat and the whip. But unfortunately, he recently shot down those rumors regarding him eyeing the role as Indiana Jones in the reboot of the franchise that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently putting together. And he's like, no, that's total bullshit. Don't listen to that. I am in no way involved in that project. And plus, I'd hate to be the guy who was, because I'd hate to be the guy who fucks everything up. So it sounds like Chris Pratt, like most of the fans, is like, no, leave Indiana Jones alone. Disney already owns the Marvel and Star Wars franchises. Let's focus on those instead of focusing on Indiana Jones. At least that's how I feel about it. Now, until we learn more about it, because we probably won't for a good while, because Lucasfilm said that another film is in the works, but we're not going to hear anything about it for a very, very long time. In fact, it might not be for another couple years or so, because they have a lot of ideas that they want to throw into the ring during the development period. So who knows? Maybe it won't even happen. Maybe they'll decide, nah, we couldn't come up with any good ideas, so we're just going to scrap it for now. Honestly, though, I personally would not really care to see another Indiana Jones film, Like I said, I prefer Disney would put their time, energy, and resources into both Star Wars and Marvel, since those are the two properties that they currently own right now. So focus on those two franchises and just leave Indiana Jones alone. Like I said, no disrespect to George Lucas or Steven Spielberg or anybody who worked on the Indiana Jones films, no matter which one it was. We enjoyed them all, except for Kingdom of Crystal Skull. I'm sorry, but you guys know that it was not that good. Anyway, moving on. So there is that, and Chris Pratt is definitely confirmed that he is not involved in that. Those were just big Hollywood rumors. Moving on to other movie-related news, we also have... Excuse me a second. We also have... yes. We have the first... not really the first official image, but it is a leaked set image from the set of Captain America Civil War, featuring the character Crossbones, a.k.a. Rumlow, who first appeared in Captain America the Winter Soldier last year, and he is in full Crossbones attire and gear with the helmet and the body armor with the skull on it, and he looks scary. He looks badass. He's finally living up to his name, Crossbones, because I thought to myself, why was this guy credited as Rumlow / Crossbones in Winter Soldier when nobody ever once said, hey, Crossbones? They just refer to him as Rumlow. But point is, he looks great in his Crossbones costume, and we have several other set images featuring all of these superhero films who have been confirmed to appear, like I talked about and addressed in my last video, where I talked about Ant-Man becoming a part of the Civil War cast. But Crossbones was definitely a character that I personally have not known much about, and like I said in my other video, it makes me wonder, which side is he going to fall on? Is he going to be recruited by the government saying, look, in exchange for not prosecuting you for being a conspirator in the plot to turn S.H.I.E.L.D. into Hydra and, acting for crimes of treason against S.H.I.E.L.D. and the U.S. government, we'll make a deal where you help us track down and capture super beings and superheroes who are not willing to register with the government, and we will not throw you in prison. Or Could he be acting as an independent Hydra agent, still under the thumb of Hydra, where Hydra's like, look, the government and the Avengers are going to have their hands full dealing with each other. Now's a chance for you to act on Hydra's behalf and strike now and strike hard. Take out as many super beings and superheroes as you can. Like I said, that's purely speculation. I'm not sure what his role is going to be yet, but he's definitely going to be a bad guy. That much is certain. He will definitely be one of our bad guys, along with Baron Zemo. Whether or not they'll work together side by side is another story, but it'll be interesting to see. And in other movie news, Simon Pegg recently let slip that he may have been joking, but he also kind of sounded serious since he immediately retracted his statement that Daniel Craig was playing a stormtrooper in Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens. As interesting as that would be, I would like to see that. That sounds like more of like a joke he was making to the press when he said that. Because he's like, well, I didn't play a stormtrooper, but Daniel Craig did. Oops. But, he very well may have been kidding. Although, he might have been serious, too. He very well could have, genuinely let slip a big, nice spoiler surprise for the fans. I mean, it'd be hilarious to see a stormtrooper take off his helmet, and look, it's James Bond. 007 is a stormtrooper. And, of course, the internet had a field day with that. There were all these internet memes of, a picture of James Bond, whether it was Daniel Craig or Roger Moore. It's like, the name's Trooper. Stormtrooper. So whether or not that plays out, I don't know. It might have just been a joke Simon Pegg was making, or it might have been a publicity stunt just to get people more excited for a film that's already not overly, but quite well hyped already. Whether or not Daniel Craig will make a cameo as a stormtrooper, who knows? I mean, I honestly don't really care if that were to be the case or not. I'm just more focused and excited for what the movie is going to be and ultimately become. And in related Star Wars news, they recently released an image of the actor Andy Serkis, who recently appeared as Ulysses Klaue in Avengers: Age of Ultron. And not surprisingly, he is playing a CG motion capture character in The Force Awakens. A year ago, he was announced as one of the new cast members for The Force Awakens, and at the time, we had no idea who he'd be playing. But rumors and theories had already begun, and the speculation had started that he would be playing an alien character who was going to be CG motion capture. Not surprisingly, the photo of him with the dots all over his face and surrounded by the motion capture technology on what I would presume is the set of The Force Awakens, or perhaps a CG studio. He is playing a character who's going to be CG motion capture. Honestly, that's not much of a shock to me. I mean, I'll admit I was pleased to see that confirmation because he's great as a CG motion capture actor. But, some people are speculating, what if he's just a horribly deformed or disfigured human character? Or what I'd like to see is he's playing an alien. An alien character. I mean, it's hard to say, but overall, I personally am not that surprised that it's been confirmed that he will be playing a motion capture character. So that's that. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I appreciate you tuning in and watching this video. I hope you guys feel the same way I do about all the topics I've recently covered. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button. And if there's anything I might have missed or glossed over in any of the topics I covered, please feel free to sound off below. Leave your thoughts, opinions, comments, and below. Let's try to be respectful of one another's opinions, and stay tuned for more content. And please be advised, I will be doing a spoiler-filled film review of Mad Max Fury Road. Hopefully I'll get that posted up later today. But until then, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and as usual, may the Force be with you.